How's it going, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. I wanted to make a quick video just going over my thoughts and reflections about the 2024 GeoGuessr World Cup. I'm not going to edit this or anything. I'm just going to put it out as is, just ramble for a few minutes, just kind of talk about how I feel about everything that went down. So I returned from the tournament a few days ago. First thing I want to say is that it was an absolute blast. Like, genuinely, like best part of the year for 2 years running easily. It's like going and seeing all the members of this amazing community in the same place is just, I can't even describe how incredible it is. The community is so amazing. It's so nice. Everybody is so nice. Like, we're able to bond over this game that we love. And I'm like meeting all these people that I've interacted with so many times online, and I'm meeting them all basically for the first time in person. It's just the greatest thing ever. Like, so thank you guys so much for making it what it was, because it genuinely is just the most amazing experience imaginable. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about how the tournament itself went. So I played on the second day of the tournament. I was in Group C, which was probably around the middle in terms of group difficulty. But yeah, everyone in the group was insane. Every group was insane. The level of the players this year was so much higher than it was last year. So, I did my Road to the World Cup duels series prior to the tournament, and I played 23 matches, and I went 4-19, which was not great, but it really showed. I mean, the previous year I went 13-9 in 22 matches, and it really shows just how much higher the level got, even over the course of a year. So I wasn't going into this tournament with super high expectations for myself. I always have expectations for myself, but I think I was keeping it realistic. I wasn't thinking, oh, I'm going to go win this tournament. Like, I knew the level of the players that I was coming up against. So basically, I didn't think too much was going to happen, which kind of helped calm the nerves a little bit. So yeah, my first couple matches were against Kirania and Radu. Kirania was the only one that I had on the main stream, and it was a bit unfortunate. I mean, in the moving game, I just went the wrong way on an Australia round, and he went the right way. He found a sign to Melbourne, and it was over. And then in the no move, I also lost on an Australia round, so pretty unlucky there. But Kirania did outplay me, so it was totally fair. The second match against Radu, I probably played the best match that I played, and I still lost 2-0 because of how insanely good Radu is, but I had a lot of decent guesses in that one too. The third match was basically a must-win. It was against Spaghetti. I lost the moving, and at that point I'm feeling so bad. But this is interesting how parallel it was to the previous year, losing the first two matches and then losing the moving game in the third match, and then coming back to win in the NM and NPZ. So I made a few good guesses in the second couple games against Spaghetti and was able to take the win in that series. But then the last couple matches just kind of fell apart. I lost 2-0 to both Kratzo and Armani. Made probably the worst guesses that I made in the tournament. And it's not to take away from their performances. They were very, very good, of course. But definitely not super happy with a lot of the guesses that I made. So I finished 1-4. I was last in my group and one of the lowest finishers in the entire tournament. And it sucked. I mean, it's never fun to go out like that, especially you guys. I mean, so I want to mention that CG made a video about his reflections on the tournament a few days ago, and I would recommend to you guys just going and watching his video, because if you haven't seen it already, I have a lot of respect for CG as a person and a content creator, etc. But more than that, I feel like I relate to him so much in terms of my feelings when it comes to competitive GeoGuessr and everything else. I find so many of the things that he says I really, really relate to. So, like, if you want to hear how CG felt, a lot of those feelings are feelings that I shared. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about that. But yeah, basically, it's demoralizing because I put a lot of pressure on myself to perform because I want to do you guys proud. I've got people rooting for me. Like, I've got my parents at home waking up at 3 a.m. to watch me, and friends and stuff like that. I've got my girlfriend who came out to the tournament with me, which you'd think I would have learned from last year, but it went better this year. I promise. So all is good there. But I think I want to do these people proud, and I know that I do them proud either way, and they tell me that, and it's like it doesn't matter if I don't play the games that I wanted to play. It's like they're still proud of me for getting here, and I understand that, and I hear that, and it's really helpful to be told that. But at the same time, it's difficult for me to lose the games and feel like I let people down, and that's just kind of how I end up feeling anyway, and it's tough. So that was not easy. I was just feeling generally demoralized after the games. But again, the meetup on the next day with CG that we had in the morning at that park was absolutely incredible. And then the final day was like the most insane thing I've ever seen. The level of gameplay was so good, and the games were so exciting it felt scripted. It was absolutely crazy. Just could not have asked for a better experience, to be honest. So a lot of the bad feelings kind of evaporated in those next couple days, and it ended up being an amazing experience overall. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is just kind of how I'm feeling about the future, because realistically, again, this is something that CG touched on in his video as well, but I think it's not I think it would be silly to pretend that I'm still at the top level in terms of competitive GeoGuessr. I'm not too far from the top level, but the level is increasing so quickly of the top players these days that it's just getting difficult to keep up. And I'm finding that I just don't have the motivation and or the time to keep up with the people who are grinding nonstop. Part of it is that, I have a life outside of it. I have a job. I have other stuff that I have to do. But the other part of it is that just it's not that interesting to me. There are so many things that you have to study these days to keep up. You have to study car metas for you have to learn all the roads in Kazakhstan, and you have to learn all the antennas in Russia, and you have to learn all the whatever. And there's so much of this is just not fun for me to learn. I play GeoGuessr, the bottom line of why I play GeoGuessr is because it's fun. I enjoy it. That's why I do it. And it's starting to get to the point where in order to stay at the top level, I have to do things that to me are not fun. And when GeoGuessr becomes not enjoyable, there's no point. I don't want to play a game that's not making me happy, So at this point, I'm at kind of a crossroads, and I have to make a decision in terms of what I want to do. And I think that I have to think to myself, I want to play a game that's fun for me. And I want to play the way that I enjoy playing. The way that I enjoy playing is moving. For me, the crux and the most interesting part of GeoGuessr is finding the 5K, narrowing down the location to the exact spot, getting a perfect score. That's what it's all about for me. But increasingly these days, the prevalent playstyle in the community is using a very short amount of time, not moving around very much, and just getting close. That's what people care about. The style of play of guys like Rainbolt and Zigzag, etc. Again, I have tons of respect for these players and what they do. It's just not really my style of play. And I am much more interested in learning things like city names and subdivisions and stuff like that, rather than the things that make you great at no movement and NPZ. So the most important thing to me is to make sure I'm still having fun. So I will absolutely still be playing tournaments like La Ligue and Cactus League and stuff like that. Those are the ones that I find the most fun because they're so well done, they're so well mapped, and they really they hit a sweet spot in terms of my playstyle. It just feels, again, it feels to me these days the game is kind of shifting away from moving, and it's just people, I don't know, these days with the shorter attention spans and stuff, people just want to play quickly, and that's also what people want to watch. The World Cup format it's fast-paced gameplay and it's entertaining for spectators, but it's not ideal for a player like me to show off the skills that I have and the skills that I'm the best at. So basically, I have a ton of respect for the top players in this game. I have so much respect for the guys and girls who can grind that much and are able to learn the absolute myriad of information that there is these days. It's just, there's so much to learn, and a lot of it just doesn't interest me anymore, and I have to listen to myself and just tell myself I'm not going to do that. So I think going forward, I don't necessarily want to say that I'm going to retire immediately from the competitive scene. I will probably try and stay in it as long as I can, but realistically, with how quickly the game is progressing, I'm not going to be able to keep up for too much longer. And that's not, I think, I mean, that's just a fact, and that's fine. I've come to terms with that. I want to play this game the way that excites me, and that's the decision that I've had to make. So going forward, I want to focus on making content because I love making content. I love making videos. It's fun. It's exciting. I'll focus a lot on geography style videos, not necessarily just GeoGuessr. Of course, I'll still play GeoGuessr, but also stuff like the huge quiz videos and stuff like that are really fun for me, and I think a lot of people enjoy watching that kind of stuff, and that's the kind of stuff that I enjoy learning the most. So that's there's plenty of that to come, and it would also be great if I had opportunities to cast, for example, in the future. If I'm not able to qualify for major tournaments, I enjoy casting things. I think I'm decent at it, or at least would get decent at it with a little bit of practice. There are a lot of great casters already in GeoGuessr, so it's going to be hard to sort of get into that. But if I'm able to get that opportunity and cast and provide analysis and insights at major tournaments rather than playing in them, I would be totally fine with that as well. So basically, yeah, it's a hard thing to have to come to terms with, to be able to, I don't know, I mean, it's been such a privilege to play at the first couple GeoGuessr World Cups, and it's amazing that I was able to do that. But realistically, I'm not at the top level anymore, and I think eventually it's going to be time to stop pretending that I am. There are just the things that I care about when it comes to this game, and the things that I want to focus on are not necessarily in line anymore with the interests of the top GeoGuessr players, and that's just the way it is. So from now on, I'm going to focus on enjoying the game, because that's the bottom line for me. I want to have fun. I want to make videos. I want to enjoy what I'm doing, and so that's going to be the main focus for me going forward. And yeah, I think that's about all I have to say, other than massive congrats to Blinky. I mean, nobody deserved the tournament win more than Blinky did, and I think that, I don't know, it feels very right to me. I have a massive amount of respect and admiration for Blinky as a player, because he is the best moving player in the world, and the fact that the best moving player in the world is able to go into a tournament where the format is not necessarily that conducive to the moving playstyle, like the ability to 5K quickly is not important in the World Cup format. The fact that he's able to win this tournament where his most amazing skills aren't even necessarily showcased as much as they could be is extraordinary. He's put more work and time into this game than pretty much any of us, and yeah, he's an incredible player, and I'm so glad that he was able to hoist the trophy. Anyway, that was a little bit of a tangent, but I'm super, super happy for Blinky. And yeah, from now on, I just, basically, I want to love what I'm doing. I love what I'm doing, and I want that to continue to be the case. And if that means that I have to, step back from the top level of competitive GeoGuessr, then so be it. Maybe it'll be easier on me to not feel like I'm letting you guys down as much, and just to enjoy and focus on what's fun for me. But the bottom line is, I love GeoGuessr. I love this community to death. Like, the people are absolutely incredible. I always want to be a part of this, and I'm so glad that I was able to meet everyone, and I'm already looking forward to going next year. Whether I get free flights or not, I mean, I think I'm going to be there, because how can I ever miss something like this? It's just the most amazing thing ever. So thank you so much to all of you for making this community what it is. Thank you so much to everybody who has supported me, cheered me on at these tournaments. It means the world. I would not be here without you all. But yeah, thanks for the support, and I'm looking forward to everything that is to come in whatever form it comes. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.